Now let us look into one specific example that how we will put the calculations of wind profile to use and measure the value of momentum flux associated at different heights, both in laminar and turbulent cases. So assuming that wind profile can be approximated using the relationship as U equal to U star upon K, ln Z upon Z naught. If you note here, we are not accounting for ZD and we are writing it in a simplified form. We measure the wind speed at height of 2 meter as 3 meter per second above a short grass where Z naught is known as 1 centimeter. Now, we are asked to calculate the rate of momentum flux for both laminar and turbulent cases at 20 centimeter and 2 meter elevation. So let us see that how we'll proceed about that. Now we know that to calculate the momentum and fluxes for both laminar and turbulent cases, we need to know what would be the value of du by dz, which can be easily obtained by taking the derivative of equation 1 with respect to z, which in this case can be written as u star upon kz. Now, what we don't know is the value of u star. We know k is the constant as 0.4, and of course we know the z or the heights at which we want to calculate this du by dz. So to begin with, what we will do is that we know that the velocity is specified as 3 meter per second at height of 2 meter. So we will substitute these values and calculate the value of u star, which in this case, using the simplified expression, is calculated as 0.226 meter per second. And what we will do, we will substitute this value of 0.2 because that is the second height at which we are interested to calculate the laminar and turbulent fluxes. So 0.2 times 0.1, 1 upon 0.4 and log of it divided by 0.226, the value of u star, gives us the value of u as 1.7 meter per second at height equal to 0.2 meter, which is our value of z. Now, since we know the u star, we can calculate value of du by dz as u star upon kz, which is given by 0.226 times 0.4 into 0.2 as 2.83 per second. Mind it, I am showing all the calculations for z equal to 0.2 meter, and you can do the calculation in similar fashion for any other height of interest. Now, to calculate the momentum flux, we can write this tau as rho mu du by dz, and density of air is of the range 1.2 kilogram per meter cube. Kinematic viscosity coefficient is given by 1.51 into 10 to the power minus 5, and du by dz is calculated as 2.83, which upon simplification yields the value of 5.1 into 10 to the power minus 5 Newton per meter square. And this is the momentum flux associated with the laminar flow. Now, if we have to calculate the momentum flux associated with the turbulent flow or the turbulent momentum flux, we can write this mu turb or tau turb, as rho km du by dz. And here essentially the mode of transfer is convection. So rho again remains same as 1.2. Km now is given as 1.5 in the data that we have been provided with. So all the data sets that I am taking up are the constants specified here. So using these constants and again plugging in the value of du by dz as 2.83, we get the value of 5.1 Newton per meter square. And now when we look at the ratio of tau turbulent versus tau laminar, we get the value of 5.1 divided by 5.1 into 10 to the power minus 5, or the values associated with the turbulent momentum flux transfers are of the order 5 in comparison to the laminar flux transport. And hence we say that whenever we are talking about mass and momentum transfers through turbulent mechanism, that is the dominant transportation mechanism associated with the atmospheric layers. You can similarly work out this example for different heights and calculate the value of T turb and tau laminar, which would essentially be guided by the coefficients which are not changing, but their absolute values will keep on changing because du by dz would have some variation with height, which is typical looks like a typical logarithmic curve, which can be again calculated using the formula that we just derived for that we just looked into for the relation between u and z. Now, in some cases, we would be given the value of ZD, which is zero displacement height, and then we have to modify the formula 1 accordingly to account for ZD, and that ZD can be calculated as we mentioned as 0.7 times Z average, and Z naught can be calculated as 0.1 times Z average, which is the question that has been given in the assignment associated with this lecture. In next video, we will cover the aspects of radiation and try to get some intuition that how we receive energy from sun, what part of it is retained and what part of it is reflected back. Thank you.